Welcome back to Fine Art Review, and today we're going to look at another painter from Valencia, and well, yeah, guess who it is? Sorolla y Bastida. Sorolla, fantastic. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. The painter of light, isn't it? This painting has been in my mind. When I think of Sorolla, I think of this painting in particular. These type of Valencian rocks that are like really bright, cold grey, and then has this type of red orange underneath parts or I haven't been to Valencia. I still haven't. I've been a lot in Spain, and in certain areas you do get and come across these type of rocks, I guess, or at least with similarities, but it's just something that's so beautiful with it, and I'm assuming it's because you have the blue-green ocean and then you have the red-orange rocks and even the cold bluish rocks, so there's like complementary colors working in there, and I'm sure that's why I love it. Sometimes it's as easy as that. But something about Sorolla that has spoken to me for such a long time now, and I think it's the dynamicism of his painting, the fluidity that he has in his brushstrokes, and how he decides to just with a type of flow describe what he's painting. In some paintings more than others, of course, but it's quite obvious. You can see what the you can see a painting and understand that it's by Sorolla as soon as you see it, by the use of color and the brushstrokes in particular, in my opinion. Um, there's something so naturalistic with it, yet not, you know what I mean? He isn't really an impressionist, and he isn't really a realist. Supposedly he's a luminist, I think. I don't know if he goes under the category at all, actually, but nonetheless, his paintings are amazing. This one in particular I haven't seen in person. I've seen a couple of them in person. I wish to see more of them, of course, but I'm not sure if this painting is finished or not. There's so much left of just pure white canvas. I'm not even sure he has an imprimatura, maybe in areas. He did like a wash here where it was orange at first, and that's something that's incredible. Like, you zoom into a painting of Sorolla's, and to imagine that this is a landscape painting or something that's even slightly realistic, no, it doesn't really happen, you know what I mean? You zoom out, you step away from it, and that's where it sort of grabs you. And if you step away far enough from the painting, it'll grab your attention from rooms away, for sure. It's so interesting going and diving into the work of Sorolla and how he used colors. It is just incredible. He really shows the importance of color contrasts, um, and not only value contrasts. So Sorolla had an incredible gift and an incredible passion, probably, for describing light, and not only through values but actually also color, by exaggerating colors but also by selectively putting both complementary colors and not complementary colors next to each other in order to create another type of representation of light than what we do with just values and things. And it's difficult, but so if we're looking here, you have um, a green next to an orange. You you have a red next to an orange, you have a red next to a blue, you have a green next to a purple. These are clashing colors next to each other. They're not complementary colors. So automatically you will not be drawn to them as much as a orange or a blue or a green and a red, another green and red, orange and blue, purple and yellow, orange and blue. That's where you want to go. And depending on how far away it is or how close it is, Sorolla used that method differently. It's quite interesting to analyze it, and I assume it's such to approach this way of painting. It feels like it's such a puzzle for your mind's consciousness to constantly be aware of that, not being like swept away by the landscape, but fully keeping attention on those type of things. Sort of getting out of the painting a little bit, I find really difficult. Sometimes I manage to do it, but most of the times, even going in with the intent to trying it, I just can't seem to do it. So I'm always fascinated by looking at Sorolla and other Spanish painters as well, how they're depicting light and how they're describing it. It's to me it's fantastic, really. And again, this particular light for Valencia is apparently very special. I love this little boat right here, and then again you zoom in and it's just like it's no attention put in here whatsoever. It looks like, at least, everything looks so effortless and unimportant. But yeah, maybe it's because Sorolla managed to practice it so much that he sort of implemented his own method into his painting, so those things just naturally occurred, which is something I guess we're all of us as painters are looking for, a automatic button to paint whatever we want to paint at any given time, with the technique at the point of our brush, I guess. But this is fantastic. Look at this looks to me like a contemporary painting that I would absolutely despise. Someone painted this and said, "The landscape of rocks." I'd be laughing my ass off and saying people shouldn't paint. I'd get very judgmental looking at this, I think. If I saw it today in a museum. I mean, I could, I guess, get attracted to the colors in here because they're very expressionistic in a sense, but ultimately I don't think I would enjoy it then. But when Sorolla paints it as part of something bigger, it just reads so well. I'm curious if this painting actually was finished or if it isn't, but still to this day, this is the painting that I'm stuck with whenever I'm thinking of Sorolla, and I just love it. Also the way how you can see that he's a very technical painter. He's not a bullshitter. There's a lot of painters through history, especially in modern times, I feel like, who would paint something like this with bullshit in their toolbox, you know. You can see the full understanding of drawing, of planes and the turns of shapes. There's no question that Sorolla knew these things and he plays around with it. But just this line right here, it's completely clear to me that describes a change of plane, as well as this, and the same here. It's a reflection on the underneath surface of this cliff sticking out on top and over the ocean, the same as here. I mean, he had an incredible understanding, a technical understanding, yet he decided to do something like this. I mean, I think it's something we all should aspire to do as painters and artists. We just tend to paint like everyone else these days, I think. So Sorolla should remain an example of what to do in even in modern painting, I think. Just love it. Look at this. And if you go to Spain and you look at these type of rocks or similar rocks, these orange type of rocks, conversating with the blue water and that reflected light, this is what you'll get. You know, the impression of this is what you will get. I completely see it. You know, and when you're there and if you're in Spain and you're painting landscapes, these are situations that you'll stumble upon and be like, oh my god, yeah, I get it. And then you try to describe it the same way, and it just it doesn't happen. It's quite funny. I wanted to share this, I think, mostly because I'm fascinated with this painting, and I think other people should. So I've always been curious to know whether Sorolla had a huge variation of brushes. To me, it seems like the majority of them are like similar size, but then maybe it's so many brushes in levels that he has the completely full range and several of the same sizes at that. Because it's clear you see smaller brush strokes here and medium sized, and then it becomes a bit bigger, and then you have the big juicy ones up here, and maybe even here you have some even larger ones and still in the water. I guess you could just... Well, actually I heard this, that Sorolla had these like really shabby brushes, or if you go to the Sorolla Museum, they'll almost look like a ball. I guess he was not as talented as cleaning his brushes as some other painters are, and still he painted better than most, in my opinion, at least. And after the turn of the century, at 1905, this is quite late of Sorolla, I guess. But yeah, even this, look at this here, just this, with such an intent, it's crazy. The fact that that part is yellow and the shadow is purple is not coincidence, you know, it's not, it really isn't. Yeah, always nice to look at Sorolla, really is, and nice to sort of speak my mind as I'm looking at this painting. But still, to me, analyzing the technical aspect of this is difficult, because I think the technical things are in his luggage and he's using them in some ways, but the rest is I don't know, love and freedom applied with some technical understanding, and definitely a love of color and light. But yeah, this is just insane. I love it. The more I look at it, I actually fall in love with it. And to be honest, I think that's what he wanted as well. He wanted to show his love for painting and not only the beauty of landscape. I've read somewhere that Sorolla had like these orgasmic experiences. I think it's a letter from his wife or something saying he would never love her as much as he did painting, and apparently he has described the sensation of painting as orgasmic or something, and I guess understandable if you're looking at his paintings. I mean, it shows a huge amount of passion and love, and I don't think a lot of things other than painting went into his intellect and thoughtful mind, and even his subconscious, I guess. But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching this episode as well, and like I said, if in the last episode, if you have any suggestions of artists or paintings to to have a look at and analyze and talk about, please let me know. I'm happy to consider it. Sorry. I am happy to consider it. So until next time, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.